Now, while we get everybody over here, we're going to watch a video. And I'm going to show you guys what's going on for World PvP. Because this is something we've needed to work on for a while, and we're finally just getting time for it, okay? Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull this up, and then we're going to look at it. All right, pausing this here. Okay. There it is. Everybody get on over here. Everybody come over to Westfall and get ready for us to do our drills and be prepared for this, all right? Let's get this done. Okay. You got it, Matt Jigsaw as content machine? Well, I'm glad that you liked it. Okay. Secrets of the top guilds.
Welcome back, Classic WoW fans. For today's video, we're going to be talking about one of the most exciting and beloved aspects of vanilla.
Yes.
World bosses and the PvP that comes with them. In this video, I'm going to reveal exactly how we approached world bosses during my time playing in some of the very best vanilla guilds. First, we'll go over how to prepare for a spawn and what systems your guild needs to have in place if you are serious about competing for world bosses.
Okay.
Next, we'll go into a detailed breakdown of the guild versus guild PvP meta and how each faction should approach a large-scale PvP encounter.
This is
Finally,
us.
We'll discuss some specific tactics for Azuragos and Kazakh that I've found effective over the
Pay
years.
attention.
For this video, I've borrowed some gameplay footage from a couple old guildies of mine on Nostalrius.
Look at
I
this
was
damage.
in the raid for all of these clips, but most of the footage will be from Chisholm and Monkey News. Used with permission, of course.
Look at that fucking damage, guys. That's what we're going to do. We are going to do this.
The most important aspect of killing world bosses is simply being prepared. We can't
Yes.
know exactly how world boss respawn timers will work on Classic, but
Right.
most sources say the timer was 4 to 7 days in vanilla, and this is what it's been on most of the servers that I've played. When a spawn window is open, your guild should log their main characters out in the proper zone, ideally
Yep.
with full world buffs and plenty of consumables in their bags. You
Yep.
also need eyes on the spawn point 24/7 when the window is open, and a system in place to quickly notify all guild members, even offline ones, when the boss spawns.
On Discord,
The guilds
that's what
that are
we're gonna do.
most successful with world bosses are often able
That's
to
right.
kill them before the other players on the server even realize they have spawned. When I was the world
Gotta
boss
be fast.
officer in Remedy, I used assigned scouting days to make sure we never missed a spawn. Spawn windows last
course.
for a total of 4 days. On day 1, the warriors and priests were responsible for scouting. Day 2 was warlocks and paladins. Day 3 was druids and mages, and day 4 was hunters and rogues. I put each class leader in charge of making sure there was a scout up 24/7 on their class's assigned day. Another really nerdy thing you can do to get an advantage here is level a warlock to level 20.
So you
This
can
is the
summon
level
people
that
over.
Locks learn to summon. Having warlock alts
Yep.
parked at world bosses to summon is hugely helpful in securing speed kills. When I played in Nope on Nostalrius, it was a requirement for all raiders to have multiple level 20 summon locks. I mentioned
Multiples.
that having bags full of consumables is
That's actually
important
pretty
here,
ridiculous.
So let's go over some of the
That's a
specific
lot,
things
dude.
you want to have with you for a world boss or a mass PvP encounter. Goblin Sapper charges are a powerful...
This right here. Every single person in the guild, if you care about world PvP, if you give a fuck about world PvP, you need to have these Goblin Sapper charges. They are the most important fucking thing. And again, guys, we are all moving over to Westfall. Everybody move over to Westfall. I'm doing invites. Message me for an invite. Message me INV and it will send you an invite. I'm going to go ahead and drop this group and I'll make another one after that. Okay, guys? So everybody come over to Westfall and we're going to do that as soon as we finish this video.
Instant cast AoE damage.
How do these guys pay
consumables
rent?
off the global
Simple,
cooldown.
they live with
These
their mom.
require engineering to use, but every class should
Problem
bring them to the
solved.
world boss. Free action potions are probably the most universally useful potion in PvP.
Yep.
All classes should definitely carry FAPs when you're expecting world PvP.
Always
to happen.
FAP.
Limited invulnerability potions make you immune to physical damage for 6 seconds. It's sort of like a mini bop you can use on yourself.
Yeah, they're
These
fucking
should be carried
ridiculous.
by all clothies, but they are most crucial for your mages. Restorative potions tick every 5 seconds to remove magic debuffs.
I'm gonna
These
use
are
those
great
myself.
For healers to stay out
Those
of
are
CC
ridiculously
and can
good.
also be useful for druids and rogues to get restelts because they remove dots as well as fairy fire.
Yep.
Greater fire protection potion provides extra mitigation.
That's for
against enemy
Ragnaros.
sapper charges. These are crucial. Similarly, greater frost protection potions will give you extra mitigation against the damage of enemy mages. While you're at it, you should probably get
Message me
arcane,
for an invite.
shadow, and nature protection potions as well.
Message
Mana
me
potions
INV, it'll
are a
automatically
great
invite you.
alternative potion for healers in a more drawn-out battle, and really all mana users should be carrying these.
Yes, you want to have
Now
mana
it's time to
potions,
talk raid
obviously.
composition. The real key is stacking as many geared warriors, mages, and hunters as possible.
Primarily
Obviously, get
mages.
as many healers as you can. Rogues and druids don't bring much value in terms of AoE damage or utility, so these classes should be lower on priority, but they do have a very important job, scouting and obtaining information.
So basically, fuck
Situations where you're
warlocks.
expecting guild versus guild combat, you need to strategically position your rogues and druids as scouts. As I mentioned, these classes have very little impact
This
in a
is the
massive
video right here.
chaotic battle, so let your mages and warriors do the heavy lifting. Rogues and druids bring much more value to the raid by stealthing around and gathering intel on enemy positions. Place rogue or druid scouts at any nearby flight paths, near the boss itself, and have a few more roaming around. Knowing where enemy raids are and what they are doing gives you a huge advantage.
This is
In
insane.
Clip here, from the Nightmare Dragon release day on Nostarius, the Horde and Alliance had been going back and forth
Oh my
fighting each other
God.
on the boss for close to 4 hours.
What
We
the
were debating
fuck?
going in for another boss attempt when one of our rogue scouts spotted multiple Horde raids
Oh
stacked
my
up
God.
close by, buffing and drinking. Mytaz made the call to move in, and we were able to wipe them before
Look
they
at
had
all
a
these
chance to even
people.
react, despite them having
Wow.
a massive numbers advantage. This magnificent wipe was the result of a crucial informational play by our rogue, and in the end it was this play that earned us the server first Lethon kill.
There it is. There it is.
Now let's get into how you should actually approach mass PvP combat as a guild.
Listen
The
to
ideal
this,
approach
guys.
is to catch the enemy
Everybody
raid
listen
stacked
to
up
this.
and zerg them down with sheer force, just like you saw in the previous clip.
Yep.
But this is not always an option. When you find yourself in a more drawn-out battle, you will need to rely heavily on your mages, warlocks, and hunters to deal damage from range.
To make
your
plays.
warriors should control the front lines, and the majority of your healing allocation should be focused on them. Warriors
Yep.
need to be careful not to overextend, and healers absolutely must keep them alive while being as efficient as possible with their mana.
because
In these
warriors are
slower-paced
gods.
battles, you'll be forced to retreat if your healers go Use the high ground and choke points to your advantage, and try to have your mages control the fight while your warriors push the front lines.
There
and
it
finish
is.
off kills.
That's me.
Ideally, though, you want to aggressively zerg your enemy down with ruthless precision. This is how guilds like Nope and Apes always come out on top in World PvP.
We do that all
because
the time.
They function as one 40-man unit, a death ball, playing aggressively, where every class knows exactly what their job is.
That's what we need to
let's
do.
talk about how each faction should go about attempting a Zerg wipe.
Watch
For the
this right
Alliance
here.
Side, you'll want
Watch
to
them all
assign
right
each
there. See
paladin
'em?
in your raid to bop a mage and freedom a warrior.
Just fucking
Mages should
look at
cover
that,
the
dude.
bops with invulnerability
Look at that
potions,
shit.
and warriors should cover the freedom
Holy
with faps.
fuck, man.
This is a precautionary measure in case one gets dispelled. Remember, both priests and shamans can dispel your buffs and potions, so doubling up is important for the Alliance side. I'd also recommend popping shadow reflectors when you go in, so a death coil or shadow priest silence can't ruin your initial
That's actually
burst.
really
All
smart.
DPS classes should use sapper charges here. Hunters
Yep.
should multi-shot, run in, and sapper. Warlocks
We
can
need to
ring
get
a
those
fire
sapper
or
charges,
run in and
guys.
get a few ticks of hellfire off, but your healers should basically only be healing the mages and warriors.
Yep.
They are by far the most important classes to keep alive.
Nobody
In
gives a
Zerg
fuck about the other
situation,
ones.
Whirlwind, Cleave, Cone of Cold, Arcane Explosion, and Blast Wave if you have a fire mage are your primary sources of damage besides sapper charges.
Yep.
And I really can't stress enough how insanely good sappers are. If everyone sappers, you can wipe out an enemy guild almost instantaneously.
Yep. Look, that just happened. Like, they literally just all sappered and just one-shot the
If you
entire
catch the
raid.
enemy stacked up and play aggressively with
They
the
just
element of
one-shot the
surprise
entire
on your
raid.
side, you will usually come out on top.
What the fuck? Okay. Oh, wow.
The same general strategy applies to
Holy
the Horde.
shit.
You actually have more raw damage at your disposal on the Horde side. There is just
Holy
much less room for error
shit.
because you don't have paladins to freedom, bop,
Wow.
and spam heal. What you do have
That
are
is a
chain
lot of
heal
damage.
and the offensive power of shamans.
What a play.
Chain lightning is a very nice supplement to your AoE damage. Wind Fury greatly increases your warrior's one-shot potential,
Yep.
and Purge spam on the right targets can help create pressure.
Yeah,
if
we
the
always
Alliance
need to have a
side
shaman
tries
in
to
our
drag
group.
the fight out. Because the Horde side does not have paladins for bop and freedom, you'll be completely relying on free action potions and invulnerability potions to give your warriors and mages mobility and survivability respectively. This makes it absolutely crucial that any class with a silence or interrupt uses it on an enemy priest to prevent dispels. It's probably worth assigning people to silence each enemy priest if you're familiar with the guild you're up against.
Yep.
Remember, paladins cannot dispel your potions, but priests can. If potions get dispelled off your mages and warriors early, you will quickly lose pressure and the situation could turn on you.
Yep.
What you're looking for here is a quick wipe. Don't let the alliance.
I feel like most of these world
Ideally,
PvP things
almost
are
always
over
try
in
to
like
be
5
on the
seconds.
offensive in guild versus guild situations.
Like, you know who's gonna win 10
As we have
seconds into it.
discussed, whichever side has the element of surprise and makes a deep aggressive dive will usually come out on top.
Yeah.
However, there will be situations when your guild needs to play defensively, especially during world bosses. One of the best things you can do to avoid a Zerg is utilize high ground advantage.
Yep.
There are a few specific spots where you can stack your raid during regrouping and rebuffing that will give you more time to react to an incoming Zerg. If you're serious about killing world bosses, I would highly recommend studying the terrain around their spawn points. We'll go over a bit of this later in the video.
Yeah, we need to work on that
If you do find
too.
yourself in a situation where you're getting Zerged, you will only survive if every class knows their job and everyone stays calm and plays properly.
So you basically have to put them into a choke
To get
point.
caught in a tight stack.
Yeah.
When a Zerg is incoming, spread your raid out around a 30 to 40 yard range.
That's what I was saying,
This will
loose
make it much
gaggle.
more difficult for AoE damage to connect on your entire raid.
That's loose
Just make sure
gaggle
you
right
stay
there.
grouped enough that healers can do their job. Your number one priority when the Zerg comes should be throwing as many silences as possible at the enemy mages. You need to shut down the initial burst of AoE damage.
That's what I always tell you
Each
guys,
warlock
stun
in
the
your raid
mages.
should also death
Silence
blow
and
an
stun the
enemy mage
mages.
or warrior. Shamans and priests should purge and dispel enemy warriors and mages as quickly as possible. Paladins should throw Bop and Freedom and use Bubble early to be able to spam heal without interruption. Any leftover interrupts on your side should be used on enemy healers to try and establish pressure. If you're able to lock out a few healers and mitigate the initial onslaught of mage and warrior damage, you have a decent shot at turning the fight around. Just make sure your raid has a clearly designated leader to make the call of when to go offensive. Now let's talk Azuragos. He spawns in as Shara right about here and patrols the southern area of the zone. He has the largest health pool of any world boss at 916,000.
This is all just individual boss fight stuff. I think that's pretty much all we really need to know about. Designated leader. Yeah, so anyway, here's what we want to do, okay? We don't need to watch the rest of it. This is all just about like specific world boss stuff. We'll watch the rest of this video whenever the phase 2 is going to come out a little bit.